Hi, Adezi here, your favorite low-code, no-code developer. Today we are going to be doing a scenario-based demonstration on a job application system. So HRs, get in here. Get in here. We want to put in a system where applicants apply for jobs, and when they apply for those jobs, the jobs are stored in spreadsheets, and we delay that job when they submit. Exactly from when they submit, we give them 24 hours so that we make it very realistic and personal enough. And after 24 hours, we send them emails. So it's a split into parts. Splitting into parts means we're adding conditions. That is, the first part is, I'm going to walk us through the whole process, but I just want to give you an overview of what the Zap is. The first process is, if the job applicant, I mean to say, has 2 years of experience upward, then send an automatic message to them 24 hours after they apply for the job and congratulate them for getting to the next stage of their interview. But if their years of experience from the form they filled is less than 1 year, send them an unfortunately message. So that is why we have these two parts, more like a condition. But we're going to see it together. First, let's look at our form. So this is our form, and the first response is mine because I had to use it as a sample record to, fill the form. So we're going to fill the form again, but this time for the first form, I put 2 years of experience. I'm going to put something less so that you're going to see the both. So yeah, this is the job application. So I'm just going to copy the link for me to apply so that you know how it looks like. I'll try to be fast with this. So let's post the job. So yeah, what's your email? Let me use same email. Name, let me use Joy. I'm not Joy, but something different from what I have used before. I picked DevOps engineer before. Let me pick project manager. Then years of experience, I put 1. Before I picked 2, but the condition is, if there's 2 conditions, if the years of experience is less than 1, and if less than 2 rather, and if the years of experience is greater than 2, so I want to put less than 1, so submit. So let's go and check and see okay, no, I don't even need to do that. I already have my form here. That should populate. Yeah, that has populated here. So we're supposed to give it 24 hours for that to happen. But I just want to show you the sample I had done before, because when you're running a Zap, even when you've not published, as far as you test it to the last stage, it will run whether you've published or not, just so you see that your Zap worked. So this was the one that worked, that said congratulations, you have gotten the job. That's because I put greater than. We're going to check all of that. And this was the next one, same status of job application, that said okay, this one said I congratulate you, and this one said okay, I think I picked the wrong one, so let's check it again. Sorry about that. It's the unfortunately one. Like I said, I had done it before. So let's look at our Zap to see how that worked. So Golden Bloom Limited, I'm going to zoom. I had to zoom in a bit, zoom out so that you could see the full path of what we did, but I'm going to zoom in a bit so that we can do a walkthrough. So let's scroll up. So let's start with the new form response. So it's expected that you should have created your form in your Google Drive by the time you're looking to do this, so that it's something that you can use. You have to pick a form. So the app I picked was Google Form. If it will say change, this was just how I got it. Search here and picked Google Form, and what kind of trigger event? Is it new or updated response or new form response? Certainly new form response. If you pick this one, it will not give you room to configure it properly to pick a sample record. So new form response, I want that when a new form, so when you're doing this now, you have to use a sample. Somebody from the organization has to fill it because you will need a sample response to be able to run this. So new response, continue. I hope this is okay. Yeah. So configure, what's the name of the form? I have a couple of forms in my this thing. So I picked golden bloom rather, the form here. Then I continued, and they say I should find record. So I don't want to find another record. I know I have. If I refresh this, if I click on find record, I'm going to see find record B. But okay, let's just do it because there are 2 records on that form. But I'm not picking that because I already used form A for my sample record. So I continued, and it takes me to the Google Sheet. So you know that when you have a form, you automatically generate a Google Sheet here. Let's see here. So I just clicked on it and renamed my Google form, my Google Sheet rather, so that it helps me have a sample document or sample sheet I will use. So what is the action I want to do? Do I want to clear row? Certainly not. So do I want to copy the worksheet? No. So I just went straight to create worksheet. That's create a new worksheet in a Google form. So I picked my account that I wanted to, the account that is linked to what's it called, to the form, because to the sheet, I mean, because we did the same for Google form. You could be using a different email for that, from that of the Google Sheet. Probably the form was created by somebody else, but you are the one receiving the Google Sheet, so it's expected you pick the account that you're looking to take the account to take the that the Google Sheet is in. So when we continue, it's certainly from my Google Drive, and oh shoot, that was a mistake. So the spreadsheet, I just picked I clicked on this and I saw a couple of spreadsheets. I picked the one that was peculiar to me, and the title, this is the title that is on the Google Sheet. I renamed it. Overwrite existing worksheet with the same title. Certainly not. I don't have an existing worksheet with the same title, so I'm not looking to overwrite anything. So what are the headers? The headers now are these ones here that you have. So that's the headers, the first columns. So I picked experience, requested position, name, responded email, and last time submitted. So by the time I was picking it, I picked it in the sequence of how it is on the form, but because it is as I pick it moves the first one down. That is why it is arranged this way. So we continue and we test. Do I want to retest? Not necessary, but for the sake of, oh, there's a problem. Let's see what the problem is. Where is the problem coming from? Retest it again. Coming. Let's see. This was working before, but let's see what the AI has to tell us. Okay, so I think this is from the place of saying not to override it, but because I am doing this demo again, so that's most likely why it's not working. Yeah, as I put yes, so it's not supposed to be yes when you're doing it for the first time, but because I have done this before and I'm retesting it again, and I already said you should not overwrite it, it did not work. So yeah, this is me raw and unfiltered, showing you how I troubleshoot. I try to read instructions and understand what the problem is. So we continue and we'll go to the next Zap, delay by Zapier. So the essence of this is that we want to make the message feel very, very personalized, in the sense that when people send, you know that when you apply for a job, there's this auto response that in 1 second or 1 minute, people is already saying unfortunately, unfortunately, but we don't want it that way. We want that after 24 hours, we'll send them a response, but we don't have to type those responses ourselves. We would have imputed what we want into our Zap. And this is the delay is the action where we want. So they say delay for, there are different options here. Delay after queue, delay until. We don't want to delay it until a specific date. We just want to put a time frame according to how they fill the form. This one is delay after queue. We're not using that. So we continue and we impute the time. So the time delayed for, I put 1 hour for the purpose of this demo, because I couldn't have been able to wait for 24 hours to be able to record this video. So I just put 1 hour there so that I could easily, you know, record the video and show you a sample of the email sent like I did earlier on. So that is one, the time to delay one. So if there was somehow there was a place for time delay, you could just pick from the option, but because I didn't have such inputs, I put it as a static value. And what kind of, is it by minutes, days, weeks? I put hours certainly. So if you want to do by minutes, you can put 30 minutes, you can put 5 minutes, however the case may be. And yeah, you can retest the step again, and that is it. So let's go to the next one. So it will delay for 24 hours before sending mails to. So we divided this into two because, like I mentioned earlier, there are two conditions as to how this will happen. The first is if the job application that was filled, somebody picked greater than and put 2 years of experience. I set the part in a condition that when the years of experience is 2 years and above, please send a congratulatory message. But if their years of experience is below 2 years, please send an unfortunate message, because we're looking to hire people who are, we're looking to interview rather people who are experienced before we know how to move further with them, because this is just a job application system. So custom rules, yeah, it's a custom rule because we're using conditions. It's a conditional configuration. So what do we want to configure? Certainly their experience. We scroll down. Okay, no, if you don't find the experience suggested by Copilot here, you can just click on the form. That's the Google form from the trigger step, and scroll down and look for experience. Why am I struggling to see experience now? Experience, where are you? So maybe because I've picked experience and that's why I'm not seeing it. But yeah, it will appear. It's supposed to appear here, and you pick it. Then when you pick the experience, they will ask you what kind of trigger, like what kind of conditions you want to attack. Is it a text kind of trigger? Is it a number kind of trigger? Certainly mine was number because the years of experience is a number. So okay, I don't know why that is happening, but let me try this. So can you please tell? Whew. Okay, it's moving now. So when it starts moving like this, I can scroll down to the number, and I picked greater than, there's less than, there's, I mean, there are other types of conditions here, but the one that is peculiar to us is the number, and it's greater than because it has to do with number. Then I imputed the number that I wanted it to be greater than. I easily would have picked a from here and impute, but there's no way, or there's no need to do that because we can't be putting experience here. We've already put experience here, so we'll just impute the number. We're looking for the experience to pick. So that was 2, and nice work. Let's test it out. So now I just want to quickly say, if there were other conditions from the form based that you want to use based on selection, probably you wanted just only females, you could pick and. So maybe you wanted females, the job is specifically for women, and you didn't want to pick men, and you put in gender in the form, and you want that no male will be picked. You can put when the form is greater than, when the years of experience is greater than 2 and is female. Then what will happen in that case is that when the form is filled, even if it's a man that has skill greater than 2, it will not pick it because of the and. But if you put the or rule, it will not be when the number is greater than 2, or if it's a man, or if gender is female. In this case, it will not be that if it is a man, or if their experience is greater than 2, they are going to, the logic is going to pick either of them. So if he's a man but his experience is greater than 2, it will still pick the person because of the or. So it's either this or this. So whichever one that is available, pick it. But if you use the and, it means the two must be present before the condition will work. But I didn't put in such conditions here, so I didn't see the need for that. So we're going to go ahead to test it, and that worked. So we're going to continue to our email. So for that one, we're going to pick email as the app, just like we did for the trigger demo. Just click here, change, and it will let you know what app you want to pick. The action you want to pick is send email, certainly. So you're going to pick the account from that is connected to the email that you want to send the email from. Then we go to the configuration. So who are you sending the email to? Certainly the respondent, the person who filled the form. Are you CCing anybody? Are you copying anybody? Are you blank copying anybody? Maybe people in the organization, you can add that here. If there's nobody, there's no need to do that. Then so who is this coming from? I put my email again. You could put any other email, but when I tried to put another email, that didn't work. Maybe because this certain particular account email is attached to this one, so I had to pick it again. So from name, because it's an official document, is an official job application, I had to put the company name here. And who are you replying to? Maybe if you wanted a follow-up as to why you were not picked, or you want to know the specific time, or just anything to follow up to reply, I put another email just to let you know that you don't have to keep putting the same email. You can always fix another email. So in this case, it could be the HR that you're going to reply to. It could be the CTO you're going to reply to, depending on whatever the case may be. So what's the subject, status of your job application? Do you want it in plain or HTML? Certainly in plain. Then we write our body. So hi, name. So instead of writing, to put in variables, let me put it that way, so that whenever it's next tomorrow, it might not be a Daisy that fills this job application. It could be Charity. So when I put hi this way with the name imputed this way, it will personalize it and address the person by their names according to how they filled it. So this is how you just do that. When you do hi, you either pick from the suggested ones from Copilot, or you come into this place and scroll down here and pick. So I say, I hope this email finds you well, and I'm pleased to let you know that you were considered for an interview for the position of, I put the variable for what they applied for. So it depends. It's going to be according to what they applied for that they will get that place. Then just additional stuff, and yeah, I continue, and I just see what my data output looks like. It's going to be an unread message. Okay, and the label ID. So when the person gets the message, it's going to be an unread message. It's going to be either in their sent inbox and all that. And if I wanted to publish, I publish. But if I just press retest step, that should work. And if I go back to my email now, this happened like less than 1 second ago. If I go back to my email now to check, you can see 0 minutes ago, you can see the response. This is what will happen when you test that way. The only thing that will happen when you publish is that for subsequent people who will fill, when you publish, it will just, the Zap will just keep running to be able to, send them message. But whenever you test, you will always get a sample response to your Zap. So the second pass, custom rule, still the same as this. I basically did the same thing. The only difference here is that I pick less than for the number and put 2 again. the same configuration, and the same thing for the email. Like I said, configure it. The only difference now is that the body of the message is different because it's an unfortunately kind of message. So it will be there, Adeze, thank you for the application, for applying for the role of a that. Unfortunately, we will not be moving forward with you. I hope this does not deter you to keep applying to roles you fit in, blah 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 blah. And if I continue and retest it, I'll get the email. So let's try that and see. Okay, let me check my mail again. So that works. So when you finish, and this is an ideal for you to publish, you can just click on publish, and anybody that fills it subsequently would have that triggered, and it will be filled into the Google form, and it will be filled into the Google form, and that will also send them an email 24 hours later. But this didn't send 24 hours later because we needed to know that our trigger and actions worked in this app. So they sent that as a sample email. In real sense, 1 hour later was when I was supposed to get this. So I hope this demonstration does it for you, and it's been able to explain to you how to create an automation for a job application process, and you're not overwhelmed with thinking of how can you do this, how will I be able to send emails, how will I be able to follow up, and all that. If you want to even take it further, you could even add maybe schedule a call with this one that you're going further with, maybe add a Zoom call or a Google Meet call, depending. But I don't want to make this longer than normal, and so I decided to leave it here. So I hope you were able to enjoy this scenario-based job application system I designed. And yeah, thank you for watching once more. My name is Adeze, your favorite low-code, no-code developer.